Hey guys, it is Chris back here again with the return of MTGA Misplays. Today we are playing a blue-green extra turn spell deck in Historic. It's not fun. It's not the kind of thing that I would like the Historic meta to be about. Mainly because it's not fun to play against. But it is fun to play, which is why we're playing it. And even though it'll probably get us put on some kind of watch list, we're going to play it. Now here I had 3 cards selected for Brainstorm. You only need to select 2. I select a 4th. It's hard to figure these things out sometimes. But I did get it in the end. We have the Evolving Wilds to shuffle things away if we want to. Which we're going to do by using an Explore, then putting the Evolving Wilds into play, then shuffling away. So that we actually get our Cameo. Cameo may look a little odd in this deck, but she is excellent at digging for Time Warps, and she's also excellent at getting Time Warps back from the graveyard. So, she does double duty in the deck, and that's why we love her. So, we pretty much always choose Time Warp, because it's the most efficient extra turn spell in our deck. Eldritch Epiphany is the other one. It's not great, but it also gives us some bodies on board, so it doesn't look like we're just taking extra turns for the sake of taking extra turns. I mean, if we can get down a Nissa and then take a bunch of extra turns, we can make our lands indestructible and then just go to town. That's the plan. Our other plan to get us to our extra turn spells is Golos Tireless Pilgrim. We have 4 copies of World Tree in the deck, so we play Golos on 5. He gets a World Tree. If we have a land drop the next turn, we can spin and hopefully hit an extra turn spell or 2. And at that point, we're just generating value because we're being able to cast multiple spells per turn as opposed to just the one Time Warp. But it doesn't always work out. Golos is a bit of a hard one to reach. So we have all 3 of our Time Warps here. And that means that things are pretty decent for us. But as I experimented with what type of extra turn spells you're supposed to be running in a deck like this, I still think it's right to probably run 4 Time Warps, but the deck I was testing with was a blue-white deck, and we ended up... Okay, our opponent conceded. We ended up playing the game, but we ended up casting Time Warp a bunch of times, but not really getting anywhere. Which is why Eldritch Epiphany ended up taking up the bulk of our extra turn spells. Time Warp's still a major part, because unlike Eldritch Epiphany, we can get it back from the graveyard and cast it all over again, which is why it's such a good card. But our only real way of doing that is Cameo, so it's a give and take. This hand I probably shouldn't have kept. It has way too many search sack lands in it, which are fine in the deck. We should always have a land to find with them. It's just, they're really slow for the start. I guess we were kind of just hoping that our opponent was on something slower, which would make sense. Get our Llanowar Elves down. But so you may be looking at my hand and wondering why Grafdigger's Cage is in it. And the reason is very simple. I've been testing this deck since Strixhaven came out, and they have a Cura down. That's a bad sign. Basically, I ran into a few Tybalt's Trickery decks, and I kind of just squashed this deck because this deck does nothing in the early game other than play Mana Dorks. So I was like, we'll throw in a free roll against Tybalt's Trickery. There are other decks it hits in Historic, so it will never be a dead card. We're going to attack Kiora here. Pure untapping land by herself is already scary enough, but when they put down this here Lotus Field, it becomes a nightmare for us. Because now, if they want to, they can just create 6 mana from one land. That is a lot of mana, a lot of resources that may end up being really bad for us as far as staying competitive. Luckily for us, we get our plan B option here. We can play Golos, search out a world tree. I don't know if we do, because in this video I make several mistakes where I just end up grabbing a breeding pool and said, yeah, like that one right there. Because I guess at this point we also have an extra turn spell in hand, so it doesn't really matter too much if we get one off the top. Because Golos isn't guaranteed to hit an extra turn spell, but the world tree still would have been a better option. They play Kasmina. They are some form of Super Friends madness going on over there. Not the type that I've ever seen before, but it's definitely scary. They have a lot of mana and a lot of walkers. Our deck is a straightforward attack deck, so we don't really have a lot of answers to things like that. And unlike some builds of this turbo deck that you'll be seeing somewhat in the future, because somebody will figure this deck out. It's bound to happen. But unlike the future decks that actually get it right, this deck does have a limited number of extra turns it can take. I think off the top of my head, just with base cards, we could take maybe 6 plus 4, 10 extra turns. I think that's the best we can do. I mean, 3 of those extra turns, 4 of those... Actually, it's 11, because 4 of those extra turns are from Cameo activations. Activate Cameo, get back Time Warp. Activate Cameo, get back Time Warp. Now, though the math in that situation involves Cameo dying, because she goes to pretty low loyalty after that point, we're using our extra turns to pick off some of these planeswalkers. They are a threat to us and they need to die. That's just how it is. We have our world tree now. We can spin our Golos to finish out the game. That should be good enough. Got rid of the walkers, Kasmina and Kiora. Except Kiora comes back. Because of course she does. She's a good card. There's an argument that maybe she should be in our deck as well. So we spin our Golos. See what kind of fun we can come up with. Got Fairy Master time. Not a bad card to pick up. We don't have any extra turn spells in the graveyard, so Tamiyo doesn't do us any good right now, but Fairy Master of Time is a really good addition to this deck. The phase out on Teferi is actually really powerful in a turn stack. I think you'll be able to see it this match. So we continue to try to pick off planeswalkers. Our forces are diminishing, so we are a little pressed to get rid of planeswalkers. Every time we attack, one of our little birds dies, which is sad, and I'm sure Varys would be very upset with us, but that's Game of Thrones, not Magic the Gathering. Our opponent is sacking more of their lands to get more Lotus Veils. They have 9 mana this turn. They could cast a Darksteel Forge if they had a reason to, or the pleasure to do so. Actually, they have 10 mana total with their bird. They could cast Ulamog if they wanted to. I don't know what they were going for, but if they were going for big mana, they got it. Oh, double Time Warp off Golos. That is the magical Christmas land I want to see. Our opponent is looking at our magical Christmas land, and they have decided to concede because of it. That was the first game. First or second game? I think that was the second game. Yeah, because the first game ended at 3. So this is the third game. Our opponent is you. I was initially very scared of you, because you'll see in the upcoming turns that they're playing a green-black deck, which, for those of you that are familiar with the historic meta up until the release of Strixhaven, you might be a little concerned about why I would be scared of a green-black deck. But the reason I am these days is because I ran into a couple of green-black decks on the ladder that were running Bolus Citadel combo Storm. So basically what they do is they play a bunch of things that enter the battlefield and give you life, and they play the one Storm card that gains you 3 life for each spell you've cast. So they can play all the little creatures that gain you life, all the big creatures that gain you life. They play the Storm card, they gain back a bunch more life, and their win condition is Tendrils of Agony. So they basically cast 10 spells with Bolus' Citadel, gaining back life all the while, and then they Tendrils of Agony to death. So if you see a green-black deck reach 6, it's a worrying sign these days. So we're continuing to keep our Tamio alive. She is vital to our combo. We actually milled an Eldred's Epiphany there. Tamio can also get that back. Generally, she can't get back Eldred's Epiphany because it exiles itself when you cast it. But if you mill it, it goes to your graveyard just fine. So we are a little bit worried about where our opponent's at. They kill our Golos, because of course they do. Golos was 1 mana away from going for our backup plan, so it makes sense that they would kill him. They attack Tamio. We just kind of want some blockers, because if we can get some more blockers, we can keep our Tamio alive, but things are not looking great for us. 3 plus Tamio. Go for Time Warp again. Another Tamio goes to the bin. That's very sad. That cuts us off an extra turn. Play Nissa Who Shakes the World. And pass the turn. At this point in the game, I started to realize that maybe they weren't on the Bolus' Citadel plan. Because if they were on the Bolus' Citadel plan, they probably would have cast it by now. Generally, when you're looking at combo decks, they want to get you by 6. And the fact that this one didn't made me a little less worried. Because I don't actually know if it is a combo deck. It might not be. So we play our Growth Spiral here. Get down our Fabled Passage. Tap our land that's about to die for blue. Use Brainstorm. Draw 2 Grafdigger's Cages that are useless. Put them back on top. Sacrifice our Fabled Passage so that we can shuffle those away. And then combat resolves. One of the near fatal errors I've been making so far, and I think I'll continue to make on my next turn, is that I keep on untapping Forest, which is the only thing that gets doubled by Nissa. So it's a little bit iffy as to whether or not this is actually going well or not. So we miss our Time Warp again. Our options are running thin. We draw another Brainstorm, that's a decent pull. Get a Llanowar Elves, put the Llanowar Elves, and we don't put the Llanowar Elves. Maybe we put the Fabled Passage back on top. So we don't really need to shuffle. What we really need is to not have Tamio die. Because if we can keep Tamio alive this turn cycle, we can get back Eldred's Epiphany and we can try to go off from there. Probably won't work, but it's worth a try. We're going to hit Liliana here, so that way if she decides to sack, she'll have to kill herself to do it. I think that's in our best interest. I'm really excited with Strixhaven. About to say, it is really, really not mana intensive, but like wild card intensive. Like, I'm not the best at keeping my wild cards, and a lot of things I kind of want from the Mystic Archives. So we tap our land that's about to die, use it to sack the food. We're gonna need that mana anyways. Still have 2 blockers. Nissa can catch us up if we need to. Wild Growth Walker comes down. See, this might just be a Wild Growth Walker deck. I might have been worried for nothing. But there may not be a Bolus, Citadel, Tendrils of Agony kill coming.
This looks like a fun new toy.
So we draw land. We decide that Eldritch Epiphany is the way to go. Get it back from our graveyard. We can still cast it, but we go for the sack here. Just to do a little bit of deck thinning so that our next draw won't be that bad and we won't draw that Nissa. Play the land here. Cast our Eldritch Epiphany. Untap a land. See if we can get a runner going. We get Golos, which is really good for us. Golos comes down. Gets us another World Tree so that we have a bit of redundancy. We untap another land. We have blockers for days. And we'll see how they attack. Their forces are, on average, smaller than ours. Liliana can go for the sack at this point. She's up to 5. So if she does, we're going to get rid of our birds because while they are decent blockers, jump blockers, they're not really what we want. Our opponent draws. Not too concerning for us because we're going to try to go off with Golos next turn. They attack in. We don't want our Nissa to go down any loyalty, so we're going to block with the island. It wasn't really useful anyways. So we spin Golos. Put everything on the line. Eldritch Epiphany rewards us. Timewarp rewards us. We have 2 extra turns. 2 more Golos spins. Very little could go wrong here. Nissa ultimate, so our lands are now indestructible and have vigilance. Very good for us. We drew another Time Warp. That's an excellent thing to see off the top of the deck. We have 3 additional extra turns after this one now. Happy days. Do another Time Warp. We have 4 additional extra turns. So things are just going to go well. So we wait to do another extra turn after we attack in with our 2 lands. Because they're indestructible, they can't die. What's the point in not using them? Our opponent blocks, preserving their health total. They may not know that our lands are indestructible, but I'm pretty sure they were just preserving their health total. They don't know how long our extra turn spree is going to go, so to them, staying up in life total is necessary. They're going to have to do it anyways. Might as well do it first as opposed to last. So we did not draw an extra turn here. That is very sad. But we do get another Nissa. That'll untap another land. We can attack in with our forces. All at our opponent. We're going to try to win this game. They don't have many blockers left, so we should be able to get in damage. Liliana, we can snipe her if we need to. Now that everything's tapped, we can actually spin Golos again. We play another Nissa, untap another land, go to our next extra turn, cast a land or else, draw a World Tree, activate Golas. Another extra turn. Nope, that's Brainstorm. Mystic Archives are hard, man. But we did draw another extra turn. So we put the other two on the bottom. We're gonna swing in. Our opponent can see. Oh, wait, no, what? Why did we die? Did we draw our library? No, we didn't. Brainstorm killed ourselves. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.